Hi guys, Wise Predictions here. Today we are going to go through a case example for over-under betting in soccer. The strategy we will talk about has its own pros and cons that we'll be covering throughout the presentation. So let's start. So this is the final graph that we're going to see at the end of the presentation. Our journey is going to start with $1 and end with $268 profit. But in the strategy itself, there are some risks involved that we're going to be covering as well. So let's get into the details. So for over-under betting, we provide predictions for under 2.5 and over 2.5 goals. And for each case, we provide probabilities. In this example here, the probability of our AI models is given as 65% for the under 2.5 goal scenario. And for over 2.5, the probability is given as 35%. And 65 is bigger than 35. Our prediction in this case happens to be that, the expectation is that the match is going to end with under 2.5 goals at the end. And this 65% here represents the level of confidence that we have for our prediction. So higher the confidence, higher the accuracy happens to be in general. So please keep in mind. So if we talk about the strategy itself, and we actually covered this strategy for match result predictions, but in this case, we're going to go through the over-under betting scenario for soccer matches. So whatever bet we choose based on the output of our AI models, we want that the odd for our prediction is going to be between 2.2 and 3. So if it's higher than 3 or lower than 2.2, we're going to be excluding such matches or such predictions. If you see here, since the odds are fairly high, so we're actually picking the fairly risky matches for betting on. And also, in each coupon, we're going to have only one single bet. In other words, we're not going to be going for doubles or triples in the coupons. We're going to have one single bet in each single coupon. So we're going to start with $1 only, and smaller the better actually, the starting amount. But whatever your budget is, you should define your starting budget yourself. So $1 might be too much money for you, then you should start with even a lower number. Or if it's not much money for you, then you can potentially pick a bigger number to start with. But for the sake of example, we start with $1 only. And we put the bet on a match based on the prediction that we have. And it's going to be either, over or under 2.5 goals for a given match. And later on, obviously, at the end of the match, we're going to check if the bet holds or not. And if it holds, we set the betting amount for the next coupon as $1 again. So we continue with $1. But if it doesn't hold, then we are going to double the betting amount for the next coupon. So if we started with $1, for example, we put the bet on the match, and if it doesn't hold, then we're going to double the betting amount from $1 to $2, and we are going to bet again on the next match. And if it doesn't hold again for the second time in a row, then we're going to double the betting amount once again, and it's going to be $4 this time. $1, $2, $4. And it's going to continue like that as long as the bet that we put on the match doesn't hold. But as soon as it holds, we're going to go back to $1 again, and we're going to start from $1. And whenever it doesn't hold, we're going to double the amount, and whatever the amount that we had in the previous bet. So this is the algorithm itself, and if you want to analyze it yourself, you can stop the video and analyze it, by taking your time. So if we go through a case example, and here we have the algorithm, the odd is supposed to be between 2.2 and 3. One bet only in each coupon, and whenever it holds, we go back to $1. If it doesn't hold, we double the amount on the next coupon. Let's say that we've picked 5 matches, and all these matches are supposed to be played, at different times, so that we can decide the betting amount for the next match based on the result of the previous match. So in the first coupon here, just for the sake of example, let's say that the odd for the coupon happens to be 2.5. We start with $1. And just for the sake of example, let's say that the bet doesn't hold, so that we have $1 loss at the end. So in the second coupon, so the coupon at, let's say again, 2.5 again, since the previous coupon did not hold, so that we're going to double the amount in the next coupon, and it's going to be $2 this time. And let's say again that the coupon doesn't hold either, second time in a row. So in total, our loss is going to be $3. So in the third coupon, we do the same thing by doubling the amount again to $4. And let's say that just for the sake of example, it doesn't hold again, so that our loss becomes $7. But in the fourth coupon, we double the amount again to $8. And as soon as it holds, as you see here, we move to the positive side, and our overall result here, the running total, becomes $5. We make $5 profit. And in the fifth coupon here, let's again say that it doesn't hold, so that our loss is going to be, $1 this time, and the overall result is going to go down from $5 to $4. So at the end of 5 matches here, 5 bets, 5 separate coupons, only one of them held, and we are still at the positive side, at the profit side, with $4. The advantage of this algorithm is that as soon as one coupon holds, it's going to bring you to the positive side, so that you're going to be making profit no matter how it went previously. And the risky part of this algorithm, of this strategy, is that if you happen to have too many consecutive losses in a row, so that your loss is going to be increasing exponentially. So there's a certain risk there that you need to think about. And if you happen to have too many losses consecutively, then maybe it may be time to go back and start from $1 again, because no one necessarily have an unlimited amount of budget in his pocket. So that's the risk. That's the risky part of the algorithm. But on the other hand, as soon as one bet holds, then it brings you to the positive side, so that you start making profit. So if we look at our historical prediction results for especially matching this criteria, we might have over or under betting predictions, but it's not necessarily the case that the odd for our prediction is always between 2.2 and 3. So in total, we actually have had 4,223 predictions so far in the season since 21st of August. And in 541 of them, the odd for our prediction happened to be between 2.2 and 3. And if we look at our prediction accuracy results for these matches, in 300 of them, the prediction failed. If we said that, the match was expected to end with over 2.5, it ended with, under 2.5, or vice versa. But in 44.5% of the matches, which represents the 241 matches in total here, the matches ended as expected, either over 2.5 or under 2.5, and odds were between 2.2 and 3. So it doesn't look too bad, even if it's not fantastic. But let's see how it would look like if we implemented our algorithm on this strategy. So our journey will start with $1, and since we had 541 predictions or coupons in total, so we will go up to $1,511 at the end. So it's a huge profit actually, and as you see here, the trend is going up. But on the way from $1 to $1,511, we've had some losses here. As you see here, the graph goes down, and as soon as we make profit in one single coupon, it goes up again. So in this part, for example, we can easily see that we're not having that many losses consecutively, but as soon as we start having consecutive losses, the loss increases exponentially. We go down, and as soon as we make profit, it jumps again up and bringing us to the positive side, or we start making profit again, and it goes quite well. Occasionally we had some consecutive losses, but it doesn't seem to be that many. But here again, we seem to have a number of consecutive losses, so that we go down again. But at the end, as soon as one coupon holds, we jump again, and it brings us to the positive side, so that we start making profit again. So it goes pretty well until here, and we check the results, and so that in this particular case here, we've had 10 consecutive losses in total, so that it brings us to the negative side. But as soon as one coupon holds, it makes a big jump, so that it brings us to the to about $1,200, so that we continue from there our journey. So the good thing with this algorithm or this method is that as soon as one coupon holds, so that it helps you to make profit by compensating all the losses that you had previously. But the risky part is that if we happen to have consecutive losses, and too many consecutive losses actually, so it becomes scary, because no one necessarily has an unlimited budget for continuing doubling the amount in the next coupon. So, and in the previous exercise that I just showed here in the previous slide, so we included all our predictions, no matter how predictions looked like, So for us to be able to pick a prediction, either under 2.5 or over 2.5, the prediction itself needs to be above 50%, so that the prediction for the other scenario is going to be below 50%, right? But if we pick such predictions where the prediction confidence is above 55%, so we're excluding scenarios like predictions are 51% and 49%, or 52%, 48%. These numbers are still close to each other. So instead of picking such matches, we just go for the matches where the prediction confidence is above 55%, so that the other prediction is going to be at most 45% or below that. And if you just focus on such matches, out of 4,223 matches, we had 184 such matches meeting this criteria, and the odds for such matches were between 2.2 and 3. So we have two conditions here. The odd for our prediction is going to be between 2.2 and 3, and the prediction confidence is going to be about 55%. So in the previous scenario, in the overall results actually, we had the prediction accuracy which was 44.5. In this case, it increases by 5% and it goes up to 49.5% here. So 91 out of 184 predictions were correct. So does it make a difference in our graph here? Yes, it makes. So as you see here, even if we have one case here, where we had 6 consecutive losses in total, then the 7th coupon held, and we made a big jump there to the positive side, to the profit side, and it continued like that. And we didn't really have that much drama in this particular scenario, where we picked predictions where the prediction confidence was above 55%, and the odds were between 2.2 and 3. And obviously we decide the betting amount for a coupon based on the result of the previous coupon, as explained earlier. So our journey in this case started with $1 and it ended with $268. And in this scenario here, it seemingly the risk was smaller compared to the previous one that I showed earlier. But in the previous one, we happened to make a bigger profit, but also we had a lot more coupons as well, because we had more coupons meeting our criteria compared to this one, because here we want to have such matches where the prediction confidence is above 55%. So one thing to remember is that in order to be able to implement a strategy, so that games need to be played at different times, so that you put your bet on a match, so that based on the result of that match you decide your betting amount for the next one. And in this exercise that I showed here in this presentation, so we've gathered all these numbers based on the results of all predictions that we've had since 21st of August this season, but those matches haven't been played at separate times necessarily. Maybe some of them are played, were played at the same time, so that it wouldn't be possible for us to implement algorithm on some matches that we've showed. But just see it as an example and representation. Maybe things will look different, maybe better or slightly worse, I don't know, depending on which matches you will be selecting if matches were played at the same time. So it is important to note as well. So thanks for listening.